Welcome to the Coffee Shop show of the Diamond Network. We've got a great lineup for this evening, and just very glad for our live audience and those later on YouTube. I'm going to mute the room so you can do a *6 if you have a question of me or our guest speaker. Okay, our guest speaker will be coming on shortly. It is Christopher Stephen Jacobs' mother. So this is going to be exciting. Here we are, August 17th, 2016. And I just want to encourage folks to keep using the law of one in your daily
Candy?
This is Sunny. Hi.
Hi, Sunny. This is Katrina.
Hi, Katrina.
Did we lose Candy here?
I just came on just a second, so I don't know. I didn't hear her. Was she already on?
Yeah, she started introducing it, and it just went dead.
Oh, because it said the show has been introduced already. It sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
I just was a little bit late because I had to go to town.
She must have dropped off.
Oh, Sunny, there you are.
Oh, hi, Candy. Yeah.
Yes. Listen, I'm having technical problems. I mean, I've been calling anybody and everybody the last few days, and my calls just fail. And they failed a lot Monday night, I think. But anyway, if I drop off again, would you pick a moderator role until I can get back? Sunny?
Well, I'm here. Yeah, I'm really tired, but I'll do my best.
Okay.
I just got back from town. Yeah.
You always do so well. Well,
even though I've had Wednesday is my day in town usually. Yeah.
Yes.
I appreciate it. I'm glad that you feel I do well.
Our guest speaker will be Chris's mother, so it's going to be a great call.
Yeah, I'm really happy that you're on again, Katrina. I heard you. I was on the Monday call.
Oh, thank you for listening.
Oh yeah. Well, that was real interesting. Sometimes I just kind of lay down and take it easy, during the calls, but I hear it all. Yeah.
Oh, that is great. I think we better quickly do our magical ward. So just everybody, as I affirm it, just relax, take a deep breath, and just know that we are all one. And when one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped throughout the universe. And in the name of I Am, and my name is I Am, I ask that the highest good for all happen here and now throughout all timelines. And I give thanks that it is so. So be it. And I just claim that as a magical word to to protect the call, the technology, and all of those listening now and later. So this is going to be good. First of all, I'm just going to open up my jar trees and talk a little bit about a few things that is going on. And I think that if I were to say that there might be a theme to the Candy Jar Treats tonight, it would be that, what's the signs of times? Everybody has been asking and talking for many years about the event that's coming. And they look at signs in the Book of Revelation that are predicted, and they look at other forecasters, and then they look at what's going on. Now, several have defined what the event is going to be differently. And Christopher Stephen Jacobs has said that, as I understood what he said, is that the event is going to be different for different dimensions, different for Earth in 3D than 4D, 5D. So we just want to affirm that throughout all these changes. Where we need to be praying for those that are suffering in Louisiana from all of the storms. We know that Cliff High of the is one of the predictors of what's happening. He does a completely different style than Chris Jacobs. He has over an 80% success rate. And it's not important, really, details of how Chris gets their predictions. It's what's the result. How accurate are they? And I think that they both, from my viewpoint, are quite accurate. With the WebDoc predicting terrible fires that we had in Canada, we have in California now, with him predicting this unbelievable rains and floods, and it's been happening. People, some towns have gotten more rain in 24 hours than in a whole year, and now we have this flood continuing in Louisiana. WebBot says flooding will continue to be a problem. There's the UV index. It's so extreme right now, 12 plus. Some power lines are melting in Las Vegas recently, and this was an old prediction that WebBot made. From the April WebBot report, everything seems to be on target with the blazing heat that we've had this summer, and the oscillation of the weather systems. With the first time below the equator, all these things WebBot predicted. Pop-up storms in the southeast North America in late summer and continuing into early fall. These storms are showing as being concurrent with large-scale flooding in the Mississippi Valley. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff going on with space weather and the electric Earth and the solar flares. I mean, I was in my grocery store that I go to every week, and today, for the first time ever, they had 2 brownouts where all the electricity in the whole store went out. I am having several brownouts at my farm, which is 30 miles from my store. I don't know. 25 years ago, we'd have a lot of brownouts, but the last 5 to 10 years, they've upgraded electricity supplies and things so well. We haven't had power outages and brownouts. like we have in the last 2 weeks. Now, we're, there's so many planets that are in the sky, and it's interesting, and we're all going to be anxious to watch the full moon tomorrow night, the August 18th. Remember that Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter, and Mercury, and Venus are all visible. Now, so
Candy? Did we lose Candy again?
I think so.
Oh, well, she's been telling us all about the earth changes that have been going on all over the world, and I guess I can just carry on since I live in California, and boy, there's been fires all over the place, but fortunately in my area there hasn't. I'm in Nevada City, foothill area, and there haven't been anything too close to us here, but it's certainly been quite a time for the earth and the environment, and really feel for all the people that are in the path of these devastating fires. And just one very close to Big Sur, which is, a very special place here in California. Fortunately, I don't believe it's... Oh, there, you're back.
Yes, I am back. And
Good.
The time before last, he channeled a way to stop the California fires.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, yeah.
With the amethyst and setting up the 3 amethysts and setting up the grid, and that these fires are supposed to be more in the other zone and they weren't supposed to bleed into the earth zone. And I just hope that someone will pick up and follow what he is saying, and of course I think, ideally I believe that he channeled that someone was supposed to physically get the best amethyst they could, a spherical one that they could, and take the 3 outer points of the fire. But I think if we just did it in our own homes with our and put a map of California or the counties where the fires are, that would be some positive energies.
Candy, this is Katrina. It doesn't even have to be a real amethyst. It can be symbolic. If enough people think about having those stones in those areas and they focus on that, it doesn't have to be a real stone. I think it can just be symbolic, like everything can. You just focus all your energy onto these things stopping and ebbing back, and I think that works just the same as if you go out and buy a perfect amethyst. That's just my opinion.
That's
yeah.
Wonderful. And let's try to do some energy work right now, and I wanted to move on and bring our guest on, and so I'm glad you jumped in here and faced the call. Technology goes crazy again. But so, what part of California do you know to understand more where the main fire is right now?
Well, There's this large one, San Bernardino area. There's one in near the Big Sur, Carmel area. That's been burning for several weeks now. Mm-hmm. And then there's a new one. There's one in Lake County. That's there was a huge one in Lake County last year. That's in the north, but it's toward the coast, not on the coast, but it's toward the coast. So I know where they are, and I don't know. Can we send the protection, even though I don't live, fortunately, not close to the fires? We can send the protection out to the fires where they are, and hopefully affect them. To slow them down and stop them.
Stop them.
Stop them. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well, let's just think about California. And a point there on the coast in the northern California, Big Sur area over to the eastern side of California and down to San Bernardino, angle there, and maybe some galactics would come in and help us. I don't know that might share some information with Katrina for us, but let's just all take a deep breath and visualize this area of California on the North American continent. There, let's just visualize a beautiful purple spherical surface there on the northwest corner of California, and putting our hands on that and blessing it with energy and letting that radiate out, and that we that and letting the energies go out, and putting one down the third point of the triangle just south of San Bernardino. And let's just visualize this whole triangular area just infused with light energy, and just expand our law of one, because we asked for the highest. And that there's our today.
So we are circling all these areas with the purple light. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Purple light, yeah. There's others too, but these are the main ones that I'm thinking of right now.
You could spread it throughout the whole California, and not just make it purple, but see the whole state of California being cocooned in a white, bright light with a purple vein going through it, and let's cocoon it by going from the bottom of California and going clockwise up through the host state and around the surrounding states, and go back down counterclockwise with the same strands, bright white and purple. And when you get to the bottom, cap it off so that nothing can go any further, and go back up to the top and cap it off so that nothing can go spread to anywhere else. And then send it up to the sky so that this energy can create some rain and some moisture for California also to put out some of these fires.
Without a lot of lightning. There are some thunderclouds. Yeah, there are thunderclouds in the mountains today.
Yeah, you got to see it just as a perfection, just a pouring rain that doesn't flood things, but that at least gives the fire workers some help in putting out this horrible fire.
And this purple and white light energy, this visualizes decided pigment of light of all of California.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Candy. I didn't hear the question, or...
Yes, I'm just visualizing a three-sided pyramid.
Yes. And just see it go clear up into the universe, not just over California, but see it protecting clear on up into the universe, and ask for help from every source and every person out there that's listening to put energy towards this stopping. And bless the fire workers that are risking their lives to take care of this for them.
Absolutely. Keep them safe.
Yes.
Absolutely. And as we started this meditation, my fingers just really got on fire, and just the energy. Yes.
Yeah.
This is stronger than usual for me.
The white light with the purple, when you take the strands of the purple and put it in with the white light of the highest, and you just wrap it really tight around and cocoon everything. This is the way I do a lot of my healings, and I find it's a very effective way of doing things. And it doesn't make any difference if it's California or if it's a human being or whatever it is. It does work. And for a healing, you can use a green strand. For a love, you can put a pink strand. You can make it a rainbow of strands through it, however you see it, and just put it out there let it come from the heart.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, we need to protect our land. And, anyway, we'll just keep this visualization going.
Yes. So keep it going. And Katrina, we so welcome you. And my listeners I think are quite familiar with your life with Christopher. And Lincoln, Nebraska, Chicago to Lincoln, and now Arizona. Arizona, I believe. Yes. And that you're adjusting to the different changes and the uptick in what you, mother and son, can accomplish. It's just wonderful, and I understand that one of your first encounters was with a special ET friend that has often visited the Candy Shop Show, and I'd like you to tell a story. I don't know if you want to say his name first or if
I'll say it. Valiant Thor.
Yes, Valiant Thor.
Okay. Yeah, he's been in my life for many years. I'm 66, and my first encounter with him was when I was 21 years old. And it was just at 21, I was in Chicago. I was singing in clubs, and I was kind of, doing the bar scene and doing a lot of what normal 21-year-olds do, I guess. But I was out on a double date, and I hadn't remembered this incident at all, except one night Chris and I were meditating and talking together about things, and we brought up the words, a lot of people are just making waves about stuff, and the words making waves all of a sudden triggered this encounter that I had with Valiant Thor. It had been many years, and somebody was in the house, and he was making his presence known earlier in the evening because he was opening and shutting the laundry door, and there was this stimulating breeze and an energy that felt very familiar to me, but I couldn't pinpoint it. And I also kept hearing this song "My Way" in my ear. And after a while, he said he was Val Thor. He calls himself Val Thor. And I had not heard from him in a long time because I guess the time wasn't right until then. And he was with Omar, his guide and security guy, and he says, "Have you figured out where I'm from?" And I said, "I think you live on Venus." And he says, "Yes, that's true." And I said that he looked Viking and was dressed nothing like that when I met him in 1971. And when those words came out, I didn't realize that I had blocked that whole encounter, because it was clear back in 1971. And he just wanted to come through, because we were talking about politics and about Obama and Chris's statement that Obama was actually Valiant Thor. And Valiant Thor confirmed this. He says but he would be leaving office, and that he'd be going with the body of Obama into the financial world. And he said it was a time for me to make a difference, and he looked forward to our future encounters, and to think back about the time when he met me in 1971. And he says, now, you'll know when I'm coming through, because you'll hear the song My Way. And I kind of remember asking him if he had a clone, and he said he did not, nor did I. And don't worry about anything, he said, because I've got it covered. It's under control. And then he just left. And at that point, I started remembering this encounter clear back from 1971. I was in a place called Wooddale, Illinois. And I was out on a double date. And I was with my best friend, Anna, and her date. And I can't remember who I was with. I can't remember his name at all. And I can remember what I was wearing. I was wearing a pink dress, and I had real high heels on and long red hair. And I was walking. I decided to get up from the table. I don't know why I left the table, but I got up and I walked away from the table. And as I came down this hall, I looked to my left, and I saw this private bar, which was set apart from the dining room and the main bar. I had never seen it before. It had 2 stools, and it had no bartender. And there was nothing behind the bar or the wall. And there was these 2 long drapes. One was hanging from both sides of the bar. And I could hear no one else, or I couldn't see anyone. And there was no noise coming from anywhere. It was just like I had stepped through a wall or a portal or something, because it was totally quiet. And there was a drink sitting there that looked like a sundae, a chocolate malt, really. And there was a cube of sugar sitting on the top of this, and it had alcohol on it. And a man stepped out from behind the curtain, and he lit that. And this drink I was drinking had fire coming out of the top of it. And so I walked towards it, because, I was 21 and it looked good, so I just headed towards it. And there was this man sitting in one of the stools, and I hadn't noticed him at first. And he was wearing a black suit, a white shirt, gold chains and gold cufflinks, gold rings, and he looked like a smooth talker, and I thought he was a player. I even thought he might be mafia. I was young and in Chicago. I thought everybody was mafia. And he had slicked back hair. It was slicked completely back. And I walked over, and I felt compelled, and I sat down beside him. And he started talking to me like he knew me. And I started out by reprimanding my lifestyle and saying, "You are better than this." And I can't remember whether he called me by my name or not, but it seems like he did. But it was like almost a fatherly kind of attitude towards me. He began interrogating me and asking me questions regarding my life, and what was I planning for my life, and did I want to make a difference now by myself or wait, or did I want to make a difference after living my life and experiencing the trials and tribulations of earth life? And I don't even remember my responses. But he said, "You would be alone now, or you can be a force later." It was up to me. He asked if I wanted to come with him now, and I thought he was hitting on me, and I thought he was talking about going back to a hotel, and I just didn't. I was quite rude to him, and he said there was no judgment, all is perfect, and I said no, and he said, "See you later in life." I told him I wasn't interested in going with him. I wasn't interested in doing anything but what I was doing right now. He got up and he left, and he was singing the song "My Way" by Frank Sinatra. And he turned and said, I did choose my way, and you choose to do it your way. He says, all is good. You're on the right path, and your life has made a difference many years ago. Was I sure I didn't want to change my mind? And I said, if I do, and if I ever do, I'll do it my way. And as he left, I remember never telling him my name or asking him his name. And I don't remember any other encounters until last fall in 2015 when he came through in our apartment. But it was a strange encounter. I've heard from him since several times. It's very strange. I'll be watching a television show and all of a sudden the song My Way will come on. Or I'll be in the car and I'll be on a rock station and the song My Way comes on. And so I feel him around me. I don't know what he feels my purpose is. He hasn't given me any major message or anything, but I feel that he's always around me, and I suppose when the time's right, he's going to step up and tell me what I'm supposed to do. That's about all I have on him. I just want you to know he's real. He's from Venus. He travels with Omar, who is his security guard and friend. And they just they're always out there taking everything in and very well aware of the people doing the work that we're doing and getting the real truth out there. And
well, that is an amazing story and very believable in our world. And I would say that you have been working on your purpose, and especially here in recent years.
Yes.
And so yes, you're on track now. You probably did take some of those side.
Oh yeah.
That he was talking about.
Oh yeah, he just, we all do. We either can go straight to our purpose or we kind of weave back and forth, but we eventually get to the same place. And all of a sudden in the last few years, things have been coming back to me, not all good things, that's the way it is and with the things that go on in this universe, but mostly good things. I've always had somebody around me talking to me. When I was little, I just thought that was a normal thing. I just thought it was normal to have voices talking to you and telling you about what's going to happen and comforting you when you were sad or, just guiding you and getting you out of situations that you never thought was possible to get out of. I always felt, I have to have a guardian angel because I should never have survived that night or I should never have survived that incident. But, I just, I don't tell too many people about Valiant Thor because to me, he's a legend. I think a lot of people think it's a fake story, but it isn't. He's real. And he's out there, and then I feel right now that he is listening and that he is with me. But
does he have a message to share with our audience this evening?
Well, I felt him come in when you were talking about the earth changes. Mm-hmm. Now, Valiant Thor is more involved with the financial and the political parts of life, but he's up there and he's with, he's talking to all people about all these situations that are going on, not just in the United States, but worldwide. And his opinion, I guess, isn't going to be, he kind of just comes right out and says what he feels. He says, he keeps saying these things have been going on since the beginning of time. We notice them now because they're happening to us. There's always been fires. There's always been earth changes. There's always been floods. There's always been, pieces of land falling into the ocean. It's just a circle of life and a circle of time that is endless. Yeah, they're terrible. and things in the world that are going on, whether it's weather or whether it's war or whatever it is terrible. But like he's trying to tell me something here. It's like everything's got to be in balance, and right now we feel like things are out of balance because there's good and there's a lot of bad, but actually it's in balance to some point because you got to have both. If we didn't have a fire in California or a flood in Louisiana, would we appreciate the sun when it shines? Would we appreciate it when the flowers are out and they're blooming? Or are we going to just focus on the bad things and not think we can change them? Because we can change them. Whether you change them with prayer, whether you change them with thought, whether you go out and you work with the situation itself. But just know that it's people are watching and that this too shall pass. Mm-hmm. And it's horrible what's happening, but it is always in balance. And the main thing that gets out of balance is people. People start to panic when all these things happen, and well, they should, because it affects them personally. But we do still have to stay in balance and know that there is a purpose for everything in this world, and that it will work its way out, and that the earth will be around for many, many, many millions of years.
Yes, and part of the lesson is the power that we have, because we are part of the Great One, and
right.
We each need to set our intentions that the floods are smaller, that the fires are smaller. We need to step up to the plate. Each of us, 7 of us are on the call tonight, a very good number, and those that would be listening.
He says, stop,
and unconsciously. We're sending out messages, even subconsciously, to those who don't tune in to our YouTube.
Exactly.
And we need to encourage our brothers and sisters everywhere that you have power. It's not a hopeless situation, and set our intentions for more good.
Exactly. Val says, stop being ostriches. Don't let everybody else take care of the problems. Everybody's got to take care of the problems. Everybody's got to focus. Everybody's got to know that they have power and energy. Everybody's energy. The whole world's energy. And you tap into that energy and you tap into that light, you can change and make miracles happen overnight. And a lot of people don't want to believe that. They think it's some kind of voodoo or something, but it really is. It is powerful,
and it's wonderful the power that we on the Diamond Network have used, like sharing our energy to destroy those satellite weapons that were shooting down the starships of the positive ETs, and now the positive ETs can come closer because we on the Diamond Network shared the energy to make it happen.
That's right, and we're also accepting them. There's so many people that won't even listen to what you have to say about ETs, but we have to accept them because one day they're going to be part of our world. We're going to open up our door, and they're going to be out there. And people can't, like Val said, be ostriches. You got to wake up. You've got to come into the 21st century and realize that we're not alone, and that not everything out there's bad. Is there bad? Yeah. And there's a lot of rogues out there that no matter what we do, they're never going to get better. But I always believe that good prevails and white prevails.
I've been surprised. I've been in conversation with new people that are coming into my world briefly, and they'll always say, well, how do you know that the ETs you're talking to are of the light?
Well, it's just a feeling. It's like, don't you know when somebody walks into a room, can't you feel that if something isn't right? I mean, it disturbs your energy. It makes your hair stand up on end. I think it's just being intuitive and opening your mind to the fact that not everything is good, not everything's bad, but being able to discern between what is good and bad and who is playing a number on you. And the bad usually reveals itself pretty fast, because if something bad is coming in, it lets you know. It might not say it to you, might not do it to you, but you sense it. You know when something's not right. And then you got to discern with everything. It's not even called being judgmental. It's just looking at something and weighing the points of good and bad with it. And if it doesn't serve you, then and you don't feel it in your heart, then you know it's not right. And then you don't allow it. And that's with everything, not just with ETs, but with people. Everything. You have to discern that, is this of the highest good? And I think the more you evolve and the longer you're around and you study and you work with the energy, it's pretty easy to tell if something's wrong.
And it's wonderful that Chris, even Monday night when new ETs came to speak with him that he wasn't familiar with, that he tested them, that he used the law of one sticker and
always.
things, and always. That is just wonderful.
You have to always ask, who are you? And it doesn't make any difference who it is. They want you to ask, who are you? What's your name? If they won't give you your name, then you ban them. They're gone. They don't get another word in edgewise, because it's, well, I don't have time in my life, and neither does Chris, to be dealing with things that aren't from our higher good, or for the universe's higher good, or the multiverse. We all have to discern, and that's in our jobs, with our friends, in politics, even with the weather. Is something really that bad, or does it have a purpose down the road? It's like most things that happen, we think they're just horrible disasters, but we look a few years or even months or days down the road, and it really wasn't a bad thing after all. I know that doesn't give people comfort that suffering in this fire or this flood, all we can do is send light, but it does have a purpose, and I really truly believe that it does have a purpose.
Do you have a definition of what the event is that's coming?
I've been hearing this for so many years. A lot of people call it the rapture. Some people call it the ascension. Some people call it full disclosure. I think this event that's coming is going to come when we're of one like mind. And there's so many people out there that don't get it. And there's so many people that are living on a completely different level. Not saying that we're better than anybody. I never say that, because I don't think I'm any better than anybody. But the thing is the energy's got to change before any event takes place. I don't think that there's going to be a whole bunch of people leaving. If they do, that's their choice. I don't believe there's any major event coming to destroy the earth, or a total invasion, or that the earth's going to crumble up or fall into the ocean. I don't believe any of these things, because that's the way I want to believe. And that's my opinion. I think that the thing everybody's looking for is peace on earth, and the fact that there's no more sickness or no more dangers or no more war and all that. But it all falls back into our hands and into the people of this world and universe's hands to bring the energy up to a point where we're not only in the fourth and fifth dimension, but we're even higher. And I think that's the event. It's moving from one dimension to another, opening a door and saying, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for anything you throw at me, because I know that it's the truth. And if it's the truth, I can handle it. And so that's the way I kind of look at it. I don't think the energy is high enough, and not enough people are focusing on a positive side of a full disclosure. You know, it's full disclosure is going to be terrifying. And if you're not a believer and you're not prepared psychologically, mentally, physically, everything for, especially emotionally, for this full disclosure, it's not going to happen. None of the things that we're wishing for, whether it's the financial reset or any of that, is going to happen until there is a higher energy that we can prove that we can accept whatever they throw at us. Now, how we get there, I think we get there just like what we're doing right now. We keep spreading the word, and we keep spreading the energy. And one person can make a difference. Two people make a big difference. A whole lot of people change the world. So
absolutely, yes. Well, you know, we have Chris has talked about how the connection between Obama and Valiant Thor,
right?
And do you want to elaborate on that? And what is Obama's plans personally for, you know, after
he leaves office?
Yes.
Okay. What I think is I've heard a couple of his interviews recently, and what I picked up from it is he's going to Val Thor's going to remain with him, and they're going to go into the financial world and try to make something happen in that area. I think Obama wanted to do a lot of things when he was in office. I think he wanted to bring about full disclosure, but was stopped on some level, and most likely fear or the fact that people weren't ready, and they aren't ready. But I think they're going to go into the financial world and try to make some changes there, and we need it there.
Can we look forward to a Jubilee year reset, and could that happen before he leaves office?
No, I don't think so. I think this financial reset is one of these things that's going to be very aggravating to a lot of people, that it's like everything. It's going to take time. And the main thing it's got to take is changing the people's way of thinking that are on the bad side of of this story. Yeah, we want this to happen, and the people that really care want this to happen. But you got to remember, there's a lot of people out there that don't want this to happen, and so you're still fighting good versus bad. And so maybe if we can get somebody in there like Val Thor, and he can bring some people in that can really start making changes on paper, we can see it physically happening to our world. But is there a date? I don't think so. Not at this point. I don't feel there's a date. I don't know everything. I never claim to, but I always go and say what comes through me, and if it comes through my head and comes out of my heart, then I say it. And I don't feel that there is a date at this point. But is it a no-go? Oh, positively not. It's a go. When? It all, again, I'm going to come back to the same thing. It depends on the people. The people have to really change.
Benjamin Fulford says that the Chinese are pushing to make Bitcoin the international currency.
Yeah, I've heard something about tokens or chips or something that they're talking about that is based on your income or how much money you have at the time. I have kind of mixed feelings about that, because if you're real rich, you're going to get more chips than if you're poor. There would have to be some kind of adjustment with that, and I'm not an expert in that area. I know Chris knows a little bit more about that than I do, but I feel that there's something very powerful at work for it. I don't think it's something to give up on, and I don't think that that they're saying no, this is never going to happen, because it's going to happen. But is there any set date? I don't believe so. That's just my opinion.
Listening to Katrina and myself, Candy, here of the Candy Shop Show, Katrina said that before the show started that she would be open to questions from any of the other callers, and I would encourage folks to consider if there's a question they would like to ask her or to ask one of the Galactics that speaks through with her, and you just do a *6 and come in and ask your question and help me this evening to bring out the information that's in each of your hearts to have more clarification from Katrina. Do we have any questions right now? And also at the end of the show, Katrina does reads and energy work to clear individuals. She has a few clients, and she would be willing to have a volunteer from the audience tonight that might want a reading at the end of our show this evening. Katrina, would you like to share your website and some information about what you're doing, and also the name of the book about Valiant Thor that you recommend?
Valiant Thor is Stranger in the Pentagon. It was written in the 1950s. You just, if you Google Valiant Thor, it'll come up. It's a big deal. Yes, what I do is my website is called Anima de Verum, which means soul about truth, and I'm just doing what I've done all these years. I'm a medium. I channel. I can remove attachments. I deal with alien abductions. I try to just help people with their life and the situations that are going on there. I don't go too much into the future because I know the future can change. We can change everything, just like we can change that fire. But if something comes through that I think they need to know, I can do that. I don't claim to be a healer, but I can tell if somebody's got attachments or there's something that is keeping them from moving on. I do basically what Chris does to a point, except I don't usually bring the channels through my body in their voice. It's very stressful on me. I can repeat what they're saying, but I don't always. Sometimes my voice changes, but most of the time I just repeat what I'm hearing.
Would you like to spell your website out?
Yes, you can get me at Katrina, Katryna 2013.wixsite.com /Anima ANIMA -DE -VERUM. Anima de Verum. And my last name is Schaff, SCHAF.
Okay. All right. And did you want to share an email address as well?
Sure. It's
you're on Facebook as Katrina Schaff.
Yes, I am. I'm on Facebook also, and my email is Katrina2013 @gmail.com.
Okay. Does any of our listeners have a question at this point, or want to put their name in the hat for the reading at the end?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay.
Hi, it's Carmen.
Hi, Carmen. How are you?
Hi, how are you? All right, I'm surviving. Yeah, I would like to also either put my name at the hat in the hat, or I don't know if we could work it all right now.
Are you still having problems, Carmen, in your health?
Health, yes, major, and I know that good stuff has happened, but it's so slow. And I'm wondering if there's anything that would come through. Health and finances. I'm trying to survive financially too, and that's looking pretty dim too.
I can feel you there. I understand completely. Have you made the changes in your life that we talked about before, like getting rid of some items in your house or binding some of the items in your house?
I did everything like a good little girl.
Did you? And you've stayed away from your friends?
It's very hard to do, but every painting is off, and yeah.
Okay.
And
because I still feel you have him in your life a little bit, and as far as the financial thing, are you out of a job?
Well, I'm on disability. I'm in so much pain I can't work.
Do you have fibromyalgia? Is that your problem?
No, there's no name for it. It has to do with that car accident and also that tooth infection.
Okay.
And also it goes all throughout my body. And I found out I have to last until April for mediation date for my car accident. And that's a very long time for me. I didn't expect that to get dragged on so long.
Well, I understand that because it dragged on for a year or so or more with Chris when he was run over by a car. So I know that's hard. Carmen, I never claimed to be a healer, but I do still see you're taking in negative things. And I know you're really trying hard. I know you've talked to Chris lately, and I'm looking at your body right now, and at the base of your skull, right at your stem of your brain, I see a darkness there, and it looks like dark tar, and I see it going down into your spine, clear down into the base of your spine. And I think I saw this once before in you. And so I'm wondering where this is coming back in. Are you really, really protecting yourself? Are you doing any kind of positive meditation and work on your pain and on keeping things negative out of your life?
Yeah, I'm doing the keeping the core strong, and I'm doing the Law of One quite regularly.
Okay. Do you see yourself protected at all times? Do you live it? Do you? What I do constantly is I constantly am seeing myself cocooned in a white light. I don't let that guard down for a moment, because if I do, it's just as easy to come to me as it is to you. I still feel there's some negative things in your life that isn't even about the accident. Is there something with your mother that is going on that?
Yeah. Chris has really discovered a lot about my family. It's pretty sad, Katrina. I mean, everywhere I turn, I find out like stuff about not only my ex, but pretty much anyone that I'm involved with, other than my girlfriend, who also got killed. Were really they were stamped with the kabal, that same symbol that the person you bought your home from. that both my mom and my stepfather were stamped with that.
Okay. And did Chris clear that up?
He did, but it seems like this is interesting, you know, because he's helped clear up my father's sins. He's helped clear up an ex-boyfriend who's been coming around, and it seems like some of them just don't want to change.
Well, the ex-boyfriend's never going to change. I can tell you that right now.
Well, we gave up on that one, but there was another one.
Mm-hmm. But do you see the pattern here, Carmen? It seems like everything that comes into your life has something dark attached to it. And so I'm not trying to be critical of you in any way whatsoever, but we draw things that feel familiar to us, and we do that because it feels like it's supposed to be there, but it's not. I talked a little earlier about discerning about people in your life and that. I think that a lot of the problem is the choices you've made with people and with men. And please know that I'm not criticizing you, because I am far from an angel and I am far from never making a mistake in my life. But I can relate to this, that we do keep sucking in things that feel familiar, even if they're bad, even if they're totally horrible for us.
Okay, Katrina, I'm not asking these people around though. They are like, this other partner was like a person I knew 20 years, and I'm actually kicking them all out of my life. That's
really good to hear. Now you have to kick them out of your life, but you also have to kick them out of your body, and you have to kick them out of your personal space. And we can say goodbye to somebody, but until we release those things from our body, they just stay.
Yeah.
Do I make sense? Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah.
Because,
definitely.
You know, it's just like, your father was an alcoholic, and so you find yourself over a period of a lifetime drawing alcoholics into your life. It's because it wasn't a good thing. It was a horrible thing, but you still want it there because it's familiar. And then you get rid of it, but it's still in your mind, and it's still in your heart, and it's still in your body. And so I'm going to do a cleansing and a cocooning of your body and see if I can't get some of that darkness out. Now, as far as your pain goes, I don't think the darkness is causing it. I think it's a physical thing. It may be a path thing that I can't, or Chris can do nothing about, but I can get rid of some of this darkness that's around your neck and in your back. And if you'll allow me to do that, I'm going to do it right now.
Yes.
Okay? I'm going to start down by your lower sciatic nerves on your lower back. And I'm going up your spine, and I'm kind of like vacuuming it out, sucking it out. All the darkness that's up your spine, in your vertebrae, into the bottom of your brain. And I'm bringing it all out, and I'm having it quarantined. Now I'm going to send a green bright light and a white light surrounding it, and they're going to intertwine. And I'm also going to put a pink one in there because I want you to really love yourself too. When this is done, I want you to see yourself as having no darkness, only light and love in your body, okay? So now I'm going to go up, and I'm going to start cocooning your whole body. I'm going to start from your very toes, and I'm going to go counterclockwise with these bright lights all the way up to your head. Then I'm going to swirl it back counterclockwise all the way down your body, and I'm going to cap it on the bottom. And then I'm going to go back up, and I'm going to cap it on top of your head. The darkness has gone out of your spine. Your core is bright blue. You've got pink and green in your spine, and I'm asking for the higher good of your body and your soul, that this darkness leave you and that you find the right path towards financial gain, towards real love, not bad love, real love, and that you are blessed with many miracles. And so it is. I hope this helps, Carmen. If not, maybe we can talk some other time. But I feel that I got rid of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Carmen. Are you able to tell me about, I have one last friend, well, other than my girlfriend, one last friend I've been hanging around. He's religious, and I think he's the next one I have to get out of my life.
Is he trying to be romantic with you?
He was, until I've been fighting with him for a long time on that one.
No.
But I feel awful around this person. Then
there's your answer, Carmen. The answer's right there. You just answered your own question, because you did discern, and I know you want love, and I can sense that very much, and know that the universe and all the angels in the universe love you very much. And I'm telling you right now, do not have anything to do with this man. Let him go, not only physically, but emotionally and mentally. And stop looking so hard for love. It's going to find you.
Okay,
it's going to find you.
I'm not looking for love with him, but I only really want friends. I'm like to start with friends. Like I'm very lonely. I'm very lonely. When you're at home and sick, I'm very lonely.
I know.
So yeah, okay, I'll say goodbye to that one too.
Yeah, and just know that when you start changing your, that you really want friends and the kind of friends that you want, put it out there strong, and we'll have the hope, everybody that's listening tonight, put it out there strong for you, that you find this friendship, this companionship that you desire so greatly. And really, if it doesn't feel good, Carmen, don't touch, don't talk, walk away. Okay?
Everyone's gone out of my life now, Katrina. They've all been kicked out.
Well, bless you, honey, and I wish you the best, and I'm going to send you all the healing I can, okay?
Thank you. I feel your heart, and I love you. Thank you.
I love you too, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, Katrina, thank you for demonstrating how you tackle some of your reads and your healing. That's encouraging to people. I was wondering, could you elaborate on what an attachment is?
It can be, a lot of people think it's, it really is kind of like a possession. But an attachment is something that you've brought into your space, that maybe it's a negative event that's happened. Maybe it's an accident. Maybe it's a pain that you've dwelled on for so long that it just gets bigger and bigger. And then sometimes it's actually a being. I find in most cases it's a being. And what I'm finding lately, and I know Chris is too, is harvester activity. And that's what I just saw in Carmen, was this black oil. And it comes in through water, through pipes. It's a very vicious form of an attachment. And I try not to put too much power to them. I don't try to think about them too much, but this is what I'm seeing lately. But I am seeing less and less of it, because I think they're on to the people that are seeing this stuff and getting rid of it. And like Carmen has come such a long way. I talked to her many months ago, and Chris has talked to her a couple of times. And if you keep working at it and you really keep trying to clear your soul essence at all times in your body and your space around your body, and see it as bright light of the highest being, it does work. And you can ward off these things, by living the protection, not just saying it, not just saying the words, but living it, living those words like they're tattooed inside of you. Because there's always something out there that wants you to get off your path. And you know that in your own life. It's one incident after another that's thrown at you. And how strong are you? And how they think, how can I get to them when they're their weakest? And that's when they like to hit. And so, yeah, there's attachments. Some attachments just leave scars, and we have to get rid of them, and they're just a mark in our soul. And then other things are just actually beings that have made up a little nest in your body that try to get you off your path. And I don't think they're just symbolic. I think they're real.
Yes, I understand. And you're a powerhouse that the cabal or some of the negative energies is so interested in disturbing things with the technology and being dumped off my own call so many times,
right.
like I've never happened before, like it has tonight.
Yeah, they don't want this information out there. They don't want the truth out there. And when you do start talking about the truth, like I talked to you earlier, it's dangerous to talk about the truth, but it's still the right thing to do. If you have the ability to know what's really going on, and you choose to bury your head, nothing's going to change. But if you really look at life and know that it's not everything we thought it was, that it's completely different, and you start to accept that and know that there's still a higher being and that there's still light and good in this world, and it's going to prevail over the dark. I guarantee that. I guarantee my soul on that light's going to win. So, it's just more and more people that really believe that they're protected and that they are proactive about it and don't allow anything into your life that doesn't feel good. And the minute it goes near you, if you're really into the light, you'll know anything that isn't positive that comes near you. It just almost hurts when it walks by.
Right. Well, let's spend the last part of our call tonight on this wonderful clearing symbol to use to help that was recently channeled by Michael and Timon.
Timon. Yeah, it was exciting when it came through because I actually heard the tones. It was it guided my hand. It came through to me. Chris was in the room, and at first I thought I was drawing a huge S, and I thought, well, what is this all about? And then at the top, my finger hit 3 times for 3 dots, and it was 3 tones, and it could be any tone. It could be a singing tone. It can be a tuning fork. It can be anything. And then between that is 3 deep divine breaths. Not only do you breathe in the divine as deep as you can, but you blow out the divine. It's got to be an endless circle of divine. And then at the end, they had 3 more tones. And I was told that this symbol, it helps with blockages, mental, internal, physical, brain. It helps clear, the other night on Elizabeth's show, I said pituitary gland, but it's the pineal gland, your third eye, that it clears. And it helps with tremors in the nervous system. And it's just like if you can't decide which way to go, the way I understood what Michael and Timon were saying was that if you look at this and you do those tones, like even if you hum them, like om, 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 and then take the 3 deep breaths, clear through your nose, and blow out. Do that 3 times, and then end it with any tones you want. You can do it any way you want, or you can just look at this symbol, and if you're having a hard time making a decision, if you don't know whether to go right or left, or you don't know whether to take this job, they're telling me that this symbol will help along with the Law of One. And they're also saying there may be more symbols. And but this came from Michael, and Michael's been in my life. Now that I think back, I was maybe 3 years old. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know what he was. I just knew the voice, and I thought everybody heard the voice. But he comes to me. He calls me Sweet Mama, and that's how I know he's coming through. And he's a stern person. He's very stern, and he's very strict, but he's a loving being, and he has helped me more, and I've helped more people with him than anybody else. But I would, if you can put that symbol on your, wherever you post things, Candy, maybe people can start seeing it. I know Chris is going to start trying to get it done on rocks again and make some symbols up for it.
Yes, I mean, when I first looked at it, it looked like the swirl of the treble clef in it. Yeah, but that kind of makes sense, though. Because that's what Chris kind of said too, and I said, it looks like I thought it looked like that pendant that one actress makes, the open heart pendant that she makes in diamonds, yes.
And that holds in the love in that. But I've found that music has always been something healing to me. I don't care what kind of music it is. Well, I don't like rap, but any kind of tones, any kind of music heals the soul. And toning, whether it's toning, saying Om, or like I said with the tuning fork, or just listening to a song that puts you in that spot where you feel perfect. And I think anybody that loves music knows what I'm talking about, but it's sound is important. Sound is a healing force.
Well, with this S swirl, is it something that we should, like a whirling dervish dance, or should we?
No, I think it. I don't think you even have to follow the swirl. I think it's like what it felt like to me is when those tones were put in that swirl, that they were held there by that swirl. And the same way on the bottom, if you notice, they're kind of encapsulated in that swirl. But the breaths are free. They're going back and forth. And so I think it's movement and sound. I don't think you have to, if you wanted to, I guess you could draw it with your finger if it gave you peace to do it that way. But I think what they were trying to get across with this is that, look at Native Americans. They've drummed for years, and the drumming, if you've ever been to a drumming, it puts you into a sense of peace. And I think this is kind of what they're saying here. Use tones and sounds and things that you love in nature, whether it's crickets, oceans, waves, whatever it is that gets you, it's a calming thing that helps you make a better judgment about whatever's blocking you from moving forward. That's the way I feel.
Yes, and you said this is blocking people with mental issues, internal issues,
right.
physical, and the brain. Now, you
said
for your sight, are you talking about physical eyesight, or are you talking about...
I think I'm talking more about...
Sight.
So I think more intuitive. Yeah, your third eye, so that you can see things more clearly. If that eye is opened up, you can make decisions better. You can remove those blockages better if you're aware of what's really going on and what's going on around you and inside of you. But the word was just blockages, and he just rattled off a whole bunch of things. So in my mind, when I hear blockage, it means anything.
Katrina?
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, when I hear the word remove blockage, that really rings a bell with me. And as you know, I'm still dealing with that blockage in my, colon.
Yes.
And so anyway.
But I'm so proud of you, Sonny. I see that you're listening to music and you're getting out and you're doing the things you love, and that's going to heal you and keep you around a lot longer than any medicine is going to do. And Chris and I were talking about you the other night how proud we are that you have taken a horrible situation and you've turned it around, and it's still there, but you don't give it any power, do you?
It's still there, and it's still troublesome, but I keep going with what inspires me. You got
it right.
And the music is one of the main things that inspires me, and I did that on my show last night. It was about music, so I really like.
And you love toning? Do you like drumming, or do you like flutes, or anything? I mean, anything that kind of soothes you as you're going to sleep too helps too, to put you into that that mode where maybe you don't focus on that blockage. You just focus on the beauty of the music, and you're in such a beautiful place too, and focusing on the area you live in. And you've done such a great job, and you're such a wonderful painter. I hope you're still doing that too.
Well, I haven't been focusing on that area recently, but you
should, because you do beautiful work.
I just haven't had it come through me. I haven't had that inclination.
Urge, you have to have that creative feeling to get going on it. But I'm glad you're doing what you're doing, and if the blockage isn't healed up, then it can be a path issue. I know it's still there, but you certainly should try this symbol. And
yes, and where can I see? Yeah, I haven't seen the symbol.
No, I just sent it to Elizabeth and Candy today, and they said they were going to post it. And I'm going to talk to Chris tonight about putting it up on his site too.
Okay, I'd really like to see that.
I sent it to you on Facebook 2 hours ago.
Oh, well, I haven't. I've been in town, so I haven't been on Facebook yet. So I will check in on that.
Yeah, and let me know how it works for you.
Yes, I will. And by the way,
any listeners that want to friend me on Facebook, I'm Candy Carroll on Facebook, CARROLL, and I have to send you a copy of this symbol as well. Go ahead, Sonny.
Yes, well, I don't know if I should say this over a recorded call, but it's not a big deal, I guess, because you did talk to Carmen about our personal things. But I'm going to finally have my colonoscopy on 2 days from today.
Bravo.
I put it off twice.
It's nothing. It's nothing, Sonny. I'm telling you, it's nothing. I was so terrified, and there's nothing to it. And please, I think you're going to have a lot more peace of mind if you really find out the truth.
Well, I'm committed to it now, unless I get a giant boulder in my way or something.
No, you better not do that. We need your light around.
No, I don't. I won't do that. I've talked to several people about it, and the nurse at the place there called me, and I felt a lot more at ease about the things that she told me, about how it goes, and it's just the getting through the taking that liquid in, which
that's kind of putrid, but it passes, so don't worry.
Yeah.
But bless you, Sonny, and thank you for listening to the advice and putting it to use. That makes everything I do really feel right and feel good.
Well, I try. And I did get the stones you recommended, except for the gold. It's interesting because I am in gold country, and I guess it's part of it is the expense of it. But
you can also get fool's gold, pyrite. It'll do the same. It'll do about the same thing.
Oh, that would work just as well.
Because that's not expensive. That's pretty cheap. Pyrite.
Yeah. We have a crystal rock shop here in the area, a really cute little place that I actually worked in the 80s.
Oh.
And so
good. I'm really big into bloodstone too. I carry a piece of bloodstone in each pocket. It keeps me I feel that it's a healing stone, and it keeps me also in balance and focused. I always carry a piece in each pocket. Chris does too, and so does my husband.
Yes, well
that's a fine tip. A fine tip for our audience. The bloodstones are very powerful. Well, Katrina, we've been here for an hour and a half, and we just appreciated visiting with you.
Well, thank you for having me.
And will you come back someday?
I most certainly would. I'd be delighted to.
Oh, and, well, it's a pleasure that you are joining us on these calls, and that Chris is back again too. It's just wonderful. Yeah. I really appreciate hearing both of you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. That makes me feel good and makes me want to continue what I'm doing.
Oh,
and I send blessings out to everybody that's listening, and know that keep surrounded by the light, and know that everything that's happening in the world, there is a purpose, and this all shall pass. Please remember that. And bless you all.
Well, thank you. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's for the Candy Shop show, August 17th. That's a wrap. Thank you. Come back.
Good night.
Hey, good night.
Good night.
Good night. Is everyone gone? Everyone gone? Yes? Okay.
Are you looking for healing or a change in your life to help you enjoy it more fully? You might benefit from a galactic energy reading and clearing from Chris Jacobs. Chris will work with you on a soul level to clear unseen negative influences, implants, programs, contracts, and energetic blocks. Chris Jacobs is a gifted energy healer. Contact him today at ChristopherStephenJacobs@gmail.com.